Hello, Professor. This is Robert Gehret. I'm here with homework one hard copy, and I'm just going to sit here and explain to you how I took newtons and converted it into a unit of measure to find what other forces and what the magnitude of each of those forces were in each direction. So if you give me 1 minute, I'm going to move the camera, and then I'll continue explaining. So hopefully, I hope you can see this well enough. As per the assignment, we were given our angles of, here, I'll even draw it out for you, of 45 degrees and 30 degrees. And I know this isn't precise or anything like that, but you get the gist. And we were given a force of 500 newtons. So, in my image, I drew it out precisely using centimeters, so that in the exact angles. So you could see here that you have the 45 degrees moving 5 centimeters downward, and then this forms a 45-45 90-degree triangle making 180 degrees. Now likewise, I did the same for the other side of this triangle, where it's a 30-60-90 triangle, and I made sure each one of those different lines was the exact length. So moving into this problem, as you can see here, I extended my line from A to B outward a certain distance, and I'll explain what that distance is in a minute. And I did the parallel from AC here. Now, my downward force, which you can see here, I made 5 centimeters long, because with that being 5 centimeters long, that'll help me find my distance from A to C and A to B in terms of the forces, which I'm converting into units of measure so that I can find those distances. Now, using a protractor, which I have here, I made sure that each angle I found along here, so if I set this here at the 0 point and I go to 45 degrees, I made my lines, follow along, and then I used my engineering scale to measure each distance and find the exact measure. Now, from A to B, I found 4.6 centimeters, which I made 1 centimeter equal 100 newtons. And that was my conversion factor for this problem. So from AB, I found 4.6 centimeters, which would be 460 newtons. From AC, I have 3.8 centimeters, which equals my 380 newtons. And that's how I found it the graphically way. Now, using law of sines, which I'm more accustomed to, I set my, sine A over A is equal to sine B over B, which is equal to sine C over C. And we were given 500 newtons for A, which made this a lot simpler, but we didn't have an angle. Well, to find that angle, I used the 30 degrees here and the 45 degrees here to equal up to 75 degrees. Now, from there, I was able to tell that using sine of 45 was equal to or over AC is equal to sine of 60, which is over here, which is AB. So, working my way down through, using my calculator, obviously, I was able to find, using the law of sines, that AC is 366.03 newtons and AB is 448.29 newtons, which is roughly close to what I got graphically. Different measures, different, centimeters lengths, being able to read centimeters properly. There's all sorts of different things that could, make a percent error, but I'm pretty happy with the results and the difference between those two, considering the very small constraints that are involved with this problem. And that's basically it. That's how I solved this problem graphically and using the law of sines. Thank you, Professor.